What's up, guys? This is King Fat Man once again on this subject. If you remember, the questions were which was your favorite doctor, who's the best doctor, and why? What would happen if Neville Longbottom was the chosen one instead of Harry? And what is the SCA like? What do they do, and all that good stuff. Um, First of all, I guess we should start with the doctors. And I thought I'd start with giving a list of all the past doctors. The first doctor appearing in 1963, was William Hartnell, first doctor. The second was Thornton. Patrick Thornton. Uh, John Pertwee. The fourth doctor was Tom Baker. The fifth was Peter Davidson. The sixth was Colin Baker. I don't know if they're related to Tom Baker. I don't know. Sylvester McCoy was the seventh Doctor. Eighth Doctor was Paul McGannon. Ninth Doctor, which some people don't believe, was Christopher Eccleston, which plays the bad guy in a lot of movies, and he was the good one in this TV series. He's played bad guys in TV series and movies. The 10th Doctor, David Tennant, and the 11th Doctor is Matt Smith. The current Doctor, however, is the one that's coming up in the end of the 50th anniversary, is Peter Capaldi. I don't know. Now, people have posted, polls and research crap all over the internet. Who is the best doctor? And really, that depends on when you started watching the show, if you ever watched the show. Most people, their favorite doctor is the first doctor that they watched Doctor Who with, which most of the time is David Tennant. But according to the polls, on the basis of all the fans who've ever watched Doctor Who, in order from most popular to third popular, I'm not going through all of them, that would take forever. The most popular doctor, and most people's favorite, was David Tennant. Because he just brought in, the doctors, as you know, the first doctor started off as like super alien, like you knew he was an alien. He treated his companions like they were human, and he was something much greater. But as the years progressed and more doctors came, he steadily got more human as he spent more time with the human. And David Tennant really brought back the alienness of it. I mean, he still was human, and but he brought back the alien factor to it, and it was such a nice change after so much of the Doctor. Basically, you couldn't really. The only reason you knew he was the Doctor was because everyone called him the Doctor. The second best Doctor, my favorite actually, personally, is Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor. He, it's kind of hard to explain. I mean, he was probably, he played he played the Doctor for the longest amount of time. He was the Doctor for 7 years. Most of them only last 2 or 3. And I don't know why, but I think he's my favorite Doctor. Would you like a jelly baby? Carrying around a little bag of fruity gummies. The third most popular Doctor is Matt Smith, which I think is appropriate due to the fact the first Doctor was like, this god of epicness, and with every god comes a goofy giraffe. Matt Smith kind of brought back the goofy to it. I mean, out of all the Doctors, he was probably like the most like definitely like alien one, but he was also very popular because he was funny, he was goofy, but he could change his attitude so fast without having to it seemed natural. One minute he could be goofy giraffe and joking around, the next minute he could be the god of revenge and epicness and just standing there in all his glory and just I'm a badass. Um, so yeah, that's the Doctor. The best Doctor was David Tennant, according to most people. Um, and there's other Doctors, as I said before, Christopher Eccleston, all those good guys. But those are the top 3 most favorite Doctors. Now, the second question we're going to cover today would be, what would happen if Neville Longbottom was the actual chosen one instead of Harry? And there's been a lot of controversy over this because J.K. Rowling's depicted Neville as this goofy idiot who couldn't get anything right ever. And he was. I mean, he played. I mean, Longbottom is actually an extended word in the English language that means arse, ass. So Neville ass. But I mean, the fan theories state that what if the only reason that Voldemort went after Harry, but the actual chosen one was still Neville because the prophecy, as you know, it said that Voldemort will treat him as an equal, will make him his equal, basically. And if you think about it, well, Harry had a wonderful relationship with his parents until they died. Which he was, he was too young, but, they were loving parents. Neville's parents, however, they loved him to death, but Voldemort tortured him with the Cruciatus Curse till they went crazy and didn't recognize their own son. And Voldemort always hated his parents. His parents barely paid any attention to him, so in a sense, he brought Neville up to his level by torturing his parents. Because now, just like Harry, technically, if he could meet his parents, he'd have a wonderful relationship with them. Neville, because his parents are still alive, but they're crazy and messed up in the mind, they don't recognize him, so he can't have a relationship, just like Voldemort didn't have a relationship with his parents. So, that made him more qualified. Technically, he meets all the qualifications. He was born on the right time, all that good stuff. And one of the most popular is that Dumbledore, the reason he said Harry was the chosen one instead of Neville, was that to keep Voldemort away from Neville. Because in the last book, to defeat Voldemort, you had to kill all 7 Horcruxes. And Harry, Ron, and Hermione did that pretty well. But technically, anyone could kill Voldemort. It was not that hard. But Neville was the one, the Sorting Hat, he put the Sorting Hat, lit it on fire. And instead of dying, he pulled the hat off and pulled out the sword of Gryffindor and cut off Voldemort's snake's head. And Voldemort's snake was the 7th Horcrux. So in a sense, the real person who defeated Voldemort was Neville. So at least that's one theory. There's plenty of others, but that seemed the most plausible to me, so that's the one I chose to select. Now, the third question, SCA, what is it, what it's about, what do they do? The SCA stands for Society for Creative Anarchism, and what they do, they're dedicated to researching how people lived in the skills and arts during the 17th century of Europe. So really all they consist of 19 different kingdoms, 30,000 members or more all over the world. And they dressed in clothes, everything's appropriate and fair lady, all that stuff. And there's kings and queens and dukes and all that good stuff. And you can there's classes. If you go, you can go to workshops, classes. There's dances and feasts where everything is cooked and made just like they did back then. They swords and armor created just like they did way back when. So that's definitely interesting. But that's what the SCA is about. And I have a friend, Amber, who is in the SCA, and she says it's pretty interesting. If you want to ever learn about that, that's definitely a great source to find out information about them. Yeah, so that's all our questions for today. Please subscribe to the Subjectify, and check out my other channel. It's called King Fatman. And post a comment in the post something in the comments for if you have any questions that you want answered for next week's video. One I already came across was why high school dances are such a big part of society, why they're so important. So I look forward to reading your comments. Please subscribe and join the army of King Fatman. Alright, peace off.